Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and today I am going to teach you to play Midrange Druid, and maybe even learn a little bit myself. Midrange Druid is a deck that's really been around almost forever. Essentially, it's a deck that isn't all about control. It's really more about getting minions out, doing a little bit of chip damage, and then of course finishing off your opponents with the Force of Nature Savage Roar combo. Now, mid-range Druid decks have varied throughout the years, and even now, really, it just depends on your personal preference at which cards exactly you want to run. Cards like Living Roots and Darnassus Aspirant and Shade of Naxxramas, they all kind of can be swapped in, even like a Sludge Belcher or a Loatheb. There are a few cards that move around here and there, but this is the list I'm going to be playing right now. I think fits the metagame currently. Certainly feel free to swap out cards here and there. Now, some things like Savage Roar, Force of Nature, Emperor Thaurissan, Ancient of Lore, Druid of the Claw, Keeper of the Grove, Swipe, Wrath, those don't go anywhere. Wild Growth, Innervate, those are going to stay. But everything else, is a little bit flexible from time to time. So this is the version of Midrange Druid I'm playing throughout this video. This is what we're going to learn to play. Even if some cards change here and there, the basic premise of the deck won't change enough that you won't still gain some valuable information. So take a minute to review this list, get a screenshot if you need to know exactly what we're playing. But I don't want to wait too long. I just want to go ahead and get this thing out onto the ranked ladder and see it in action. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, that said, we're playing at rank 5 right now. This is very early in the season. We're still on day 7, I guess, in the season. So rank 5 is all legend level players and very refined meta decks. This is a highly competitive environment. But that said, of course, Midrange Druid should hold up just fine. It's one of the strongest decks in the game now and historically for a very long time. So we'll see how we do. As long as there's not a lot of secret paladins. I think I jinxed myself. We should be just alright. Okay, so this is actually not too bad of a hand. We can Wild Growth on 2 and then potentially Innervate out a Thaurissan on turn 3, which would be pretty nuts. The problem with that is that Thaurissan doesn't necessarily going to have a lot of cards in hand to actually benefit. So it's going to be more of a 5/5 body than the effect will actually matter. And Paladins could have a way to answer it. They get a couple Shield of Mini-Butts and a Muster for battle. We might be in trouble. So I'm actually going to send back the Thaurissan in hopes of something like a 4-drop or perhaps a 3-drop, like a Shade of Naxxramas that I can Innervate out on turn 1 just to get this thing started. This is really one of the best opens the Druid has. I only like to run one Shade precisely for this turn. I think it's a little bit too inconsistent if you have to play it on 3 a lot because it's susceptible to AoE. There's so many different things that can happen to your Shade between when you play it and you actually get to unleash it. Now see, turn 2, obviously Wild Growth is probably the best possible play for Druids, except maybe Darnassus Aspirant against a Paladin. So we're going to do that. We don't have any urgency to unleash our Shade. We are scared that this is something like a Noble Sack and could give us trouble. We could get a Belcher out this turn with Innervate, but again, I don't think there's any urgency with Druid. You're not necessarily trying to do everything right away. Plus, if we just Hero Power now, we actually can Innervate Dr. Boom next turn. Plus, we want to test this secret with our Hero Power. So we think this might be Noble Sacrifice. It's not, which is useful information. That means it's likely an Avenge, potentially a Redemption. We could actually attack with our Shade. It's probably quite safe. He could coin a True Silver, but a lot of Secret Paladins aren't running True Silver right now. But I think we'll keep him because, again, we're not really in a hurry just yet. We have defensive, we have pressure, we have things to do, so. Okay, so a swipe eventually would be pretty nice. We may even swipe over Dr. Boom if we get it. No swipe. So, on the note that there's another 7-drop here, We could Innervate Outlaw for card draw since our hand is already getting a little low, but I think we'd rather just get pressure out with Dr. Boom. I know that he has a lot of 1/1s to send into the boom bots, and the boom bots probably aren't going to get tons of value. But on the same note, he probably doesn't have an answer for boom just yet. Even if he has Big Game Hunter, it's going to be in an awkward mana turn probably, and he'll either have to float a mana or play a secret. So I think this is still the best play. When you get a turn 5 Dr. Boom, or I guess really this is turn 4 since we Wild Growth, it's hard to pass up. So he's going to Kings and clear. Which sounds kind of bad, but we still got our boom bots. He wasted 4 mana and a minion to do that, so I don't feel bad about that at all. Makes it less likely that his Avenge will get value as well. And we still have a follow-up with a Belcher. And now I feel safe unleashing our Shade, not only because it's big enough to stay out of danger, but because it's behind a taunt, so it's less likely to die to trades. And we have turn 7 follow-ups as well. That was an intriguing play. I don't actually know the reason there for that. I have to think about that. I think we're just going to use our Belcher to trade because we want the Shade going face. We'll hope that the boom bots do well. We might even charge out our Druid of the Claw to kill the 1/2 portion of this Belcher just so that the 7 can go to face. But we'll see how the boom bots handle this. Okay, that's actually all right. This might get a kill. Did not get a kill. Even 1 damage would have been better because I would have hero powered it down. But thankfully, it's going to be denied by our Belcher for a little while. And we're showing 11 damage on top of that on board. So if he Mysterious Challengers here, he's probably just dead because we'll have quite a bit of damage showing. He could be GH still. Yeah, I think he's just dead. It doesn't matter what secret that is. We just hero power through it. If it's Noble Sack, it won't do anything. The only way we lost was messing up the secret order there. So our Shade, that Innervate Shade really is what won us that game. How much damage did it do? Hit for 6, it hit for 7, and it hit for 8. So it did 21 damage. The Shade basically won the whole game for us. And like I said, that's why it's there. For those moments that it just absolutely dominates. But again, I don't think it's consistent enough to run 2. At least in my opinion. So Secret Paladin can actually be pretty challenging for Druid. Thankfully we were able to get out ahead. Kind of ignored his secrets for the most part. Had a good curve. That early Dr. Boom helped deny his Blessing of Kings value.
I will fight with honor. I must protect the wild.
Okay, so this is pretty good. We don't want Savage Roar, of course, at all, really. It's a total waste. Wild Growth on 2 is great. We have 2 4-drops. If we need to respond to something, we can Wild Growth into Keeper. If we don't have to respond, we can Wild Growth into Piloted Shredder. If we got a 3-drop, I'd consider Coin Wild Growth, but I probably won't.
I'll never tell.
That's a little scary. Coin Wild Growth doesn't help us here, unfortunately. I don't trust that I'll have a 3-drop. This deck doesn't run that many. Silence might be good on this eventually. Or maybe just ping it off with the Keeper. So we have the Wild Growth. It's obvious. Wild Growth on 2 is the dream. Oh, he's getting a big board really fast. Man, that is scary. This doesn't feel good to silence off this because it only does 1 damage in effect instead of killing it, but I'm more scared of it than the Divine Shields on the mini bots. Yes, I know that they're just going to be able to kill this freely, but we can still keep her next turn and ping one of them off. Perhaps. Oh, Competitive Spirit too, man. That's a good good start. We're gonna have trouble recovering here if he has a blessing or something, even if Shredder's good. Oh, nothing feels good now. Nothing. I guess I'm gonna silence one of these mini bots and kill it. It's not a good turn, but already scrambling here. Could silence the Shredder as well. I think we're just gonna lose though. Coin hero power doesn't feel good either. Next turn we might just have to taunt up and pray that we can stabilize. Blessing of Kings ruins us. Hopefully that's like 3 bad secrets that we don't care about. He's showing 9 damage, we're at 17, so functionally we're at 18 health. Okay, that's a pretty weak turn. Gives us a shot, maybe. We could force clear. We could Sludge Belcher hero power. Could Druid hero power. Sludge Belcher doesn't really trade any better into the board. If we forced cleared, the problem is that everything's at 3 health, so it takes 2 of these to kill any one of these things. I think I'm gonna Sludge Belcher, hero power, and killing this potentially gives him 3-2, but it also potentially denies cleaner trades. So it was the Avenge. That's a fine target, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and kill this one because we can, and it makes it unlikely that either of these can actually get through our taunt. So, Mysterious Challenger here obviously is game ending. That's close to game ending actually. I guess I can wrath this off and let's see what he gets. And then probably taunt up again because he's showing 6 damage at least. He's showing 8 damage. So, yeah, I have to taunt up here to even survive. He can boom boom, hit 2 to face or clear. We're not out of it yet, but it's still pretty scary. Any big threat from him is going to almost be impossible to recover from. So that's obviously the worst of threats, the biggest of threats. This theoretically keeps us alive, but not for long. If his boom bots go really badly, we could maybe live this turn, but I don't see how we ever stabilize. He's probably got a Tyrion too. That'll do it. That is the game. Alright, well that 6th start is the nightmare for Druids. Druids struggle against minions on board, particularly sticky minions like shielded mini-bots that are 3/3s. So, the slower start, no living roots, no innervate. Wild growth is nice, but it takes a couple turns to kick in. So those are danger games for Druids, certainly. It's the same guy, same guy. Okay. That tends to happen a lot when you're playing at higher ranks and there are fewer people. We queued up pretty quickly, so maybe we should have waited. I'm going to hunt for something a little quicker than Paladin, Shredder, or Loatheb. Wild Growth is, of course, fine. But I'd like to see like a Living Roots. Wrath is fine, or Keeper's okay. That could be good against a Mysterious Challenger when it comes, but we'll see if that happens.
I'll never tell.
I don't think that we need to Wrath that. I think we just play Wild Growth and probably Keeper it next turn. Last time he didn't have secrets right away on this. He played a mini-bot instead. So we might be able to ping it off. If he gets like 2 secrets, we'll just silence it. Of course, Keepers are great against Paladin for Tyrion, but sometimes you just have to play him early to stay alive. Because against Paladin, you're not really trying to win the long game. You're trying to put together enough of a board to kill them. Yeah, so I'll just ping this off now. Is Wrath any better? I mean, Innervate Wrath. We could silence Innervate Wrath. Leaves us with a swipe. I guess we don't need to worry too much about this since we do have the swipe. So we can probably just run into it and swipe and save our innervate for a bigger threat later. Get more value from our swipe that way. Okay, so there are 2 of these. Jeez. Oh man, we could just really wipe his board up here. But again, I'm not sure that I need to just yet. I could Wrath trade swipe with an innervate, but that leaves our hand so empty. I just wish I had another play. Just leaves us with 3 cards next turn, one of which is incredibly situational, and the other of which is a finisher, so I just don't feel good about that. But hero power on 5 also feels awful. I think I need to draw a card with Wrath. This might look a little weird to him, but I think it's a necessary evil. I'm not going to kill that yet, because it gives him enough bodies to trade in. But I may hero power swipe next turn, trading here and hero powering this guy to give me a bunch of 1/1s. Yeah, so he's got a crap ton of 1/1s out. So we're going to hero power first and then trade here. He could have a Avenge. If he does have an Avenge, then the front part of the swipe will go on the Avenged minion. If it's Noble Sack, we don't really care. Hopefully, I don't want the Avenge to go here. Okay, good. Perfect. It's about as good of a turn as we could have hoped for. Oh, we could do some innervate shenanigans, but I don't think we need to. He can't threaten our minion. We have some bodies now, thanks to Druid of the Claw. Probably going to save the Wild Growth for draw at this point. We don't really... Past 7, we don't need anything. All our cards are 7 or less, so we're not in a rush to get anything out. What a great turn, by the way. It's just perfect. I think that's probably a Noble Sack instead of another Avenge. But just in case it's Avenge, I'm going to pop this. I didn't want to give the Divine Shielded minion the 3/2 buff. That's just too scary. So we're just going to ignore the secret now. We don't have to kill any of this stuff. I don't want to trigger the Avenge for him. It's Competitive Spirit, okay. Still, he trades evenly here, so he has to sack his board and his face. He's down to 3 cards. One's probably Challenger at this point. But we're set up pretty good for Boom or Challenger. Yeah, okay, we're set up for that. Let's make sure he's not dead. 14, 18 damage. He's not 19 with the... No, not 19 with the innervate. I'm gonna run this in first. And then I'm gonna hero power first, because I don't want to play my Shade and get it boom-botted. And I don't want to get my Big Game Hunter boom-botted either, because he can't effectively kill it as far as we know. He could have a Consecrate, which would be terrible against this board, of course, but he's 2 cards in hand, 19 in deck. It's incredibly unlikely he has Consecrate. Even if he does, we're still in a decent spot. Ugh, that's tough. We probably just have lethal, though, don't we? Yeah, we just have lethal. Oh, yeah, we do. Let's just double check. This is 14. 7 on board is 21, plus another 4 is 25. We lose 2 to the Noble Sacrifice, so we're good to go. It's important here that I actually attack face first to trigger the Noble Sack, because otherwise I'm not sure that we had enough damage. Might have been like 2 off. Let's see if we were or not. Yeah. Yeah, if I'd lost a 4 attack minion, we wouldn't have had enough, even with Innervate Hero Power. We would have been 1 off, so it was incredibly important to attack first to trigger the right secret. Okay, another secret Pally down. That guy just beat us too. We're gonna wait a minute just because I don't want to play the same guy all night. Reno Rogue. That's going to be a fun video soon. If you have any questions about Midrange Druid, let me know. I know it's a commonly played deck that you've probably seen a lot, but I think there are still some intricacies to think about. And in particular, turn order. Same guy. Man, I even waited 30 seconds. See if we can get him again.
I must protect the wild.
Just basically setting up your turns and thinking about 2 or 3 turns in advance is incredibly important with Druid. So none of these minions are good. I mean, they're great, but not right now. Savage Roar, of course, too slow. We want some Living Roots. We want Darnassus Aspirant. We want Wild Growth. We want Innervate. So we got one of those. The Big Game Hunter is always fine against Secret Pally because it's often good against an Avenged Mysterious Challenger or Dr. Boom on 7. Turn 1, this is the perfect play. I'd like to see a Wild Growth next because we have a lot of refueling cards and late game cards. We need to ramp our mana soon. Swipe's no good. I'm gonna not clear that right away. I want to see if I can trigger a Noble Sack first. He already coined, so I know he's not gonna muster this turn. So he may make an awkward trade, he might go face. Either way, we're probably set up for a good swipe soon. It's a really bad turn too. That's great news for us because we may have to hero power, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to hero power again. And I'm totally fine with trading him here, 2 for 2 every turn. That works out fine. I'll do this all game. We're gonna win if that keeps up. Yeah, okay, so we have the great swipe, just like we expected. This is gonna be the second straight time we destroy this guy with a swipe. That's gonna be a good turn 5 play. Probably, unless we get an Innervate, then we'll lore. Maybe even Thaurissan, actually. Just to have 2 turn 6s. He's gonna have a Shredder. Oh man, that's a bad turn. Makes it a little better, perhaps. A little late to the show. This will be fine. Repentance is even okay. Oh, Competitive Spirit. What if, I don't know. I wouldn't have played that. It's just guarantee you're only going to get 1/1 out of it. Maybe he thought I'd hero power it down. Or did that didn't get played? No, that didn't get played with the muster turn. That felt like a bad secret. A little better now, maybe. I think we probably just Thaurissan attack here. Yeah, we got Boom next turn. Maybe have some heal shenanigans or card draw shenanigans. If he has Challenger here, we're okay. We can BGH really affordably. Maybe get a 5-drop to play with our BGH. That's smart. He checked the Blessing to kill trade. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that too much. We'll just make this trade probably. And probably just Boom. Yeah, I don't see any reason to complicate this. I could potentially play this. It would put me at 9 mana next turn, but I don't have the combo, so I'm gonna do it anyway, just because this is 8 mana, but who knows what else we could play, and this might make him think that we have the combo, and mind games are worth quite a bit, because as it stands right now, we're showing lethal with the combo, and there's of course the chance we actually draw into the combo as well. It's a good boom bot. It's a good boom bot. Wow. Now he's in combo range. What does he play? He plays Boom. This guy always has Boom on 7. Do we have lethal? Yes, we do. 7 plus 6 plus 1. So you don't always need the combo. Thankfully those boom bots were sick. And we win. Exact lethal. Always count lethal with the Midrange Druid. Always. Every turn. Even if you think you're a mile away, count it. You never know. So 2 big swipes really had us went out against those secret pallies. I'm going to give the queue a few seconds here. I'll let you look at the deck list again since we don't want to play the same Paladin all night. Here it is. Cards of note are probably Lothab. Not everybody runs Lothab. I run 2 Drakes because I like the refill, and the spell power can sometimes win games. Only 1 Shade, 1 Darnassus, 1 Living Roots. Probably the most regularly swapped out cards. So let's try queuing again. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Live streaming. Got a few viewers. Happy to answer questions on Midrange Druid, maybe even anything else. It's a great deck to ladder with. Maybe the best. It's just so consistent and has ways to win games you should never win, which is always really important. Alright, another Druid, another Golden Druid by the name of Meat Chap.
Nature must be preserved.
We'll keep the Wrath here just in case he has Darnassus Aspirant and we want to deal with it. That's pretty important sometimes. The rest of the stuff's too slow. Big Game Hunter generally is not very valuable against Druids. I would occasionally keep Big Game Hunter in some opening hands, but not this one. So we can actually coin Innervate Shredder. He's got Living Roots. Actually, we're just going to Innervate Shade. That's way better. It's like the ultimate turn 1 play. We might Wrath one of these next turn or probably just Hero Power it down. Innervate Shade's the dream. He has no way to deal with this. So it's either eventually going to kill a Druid of the Claw or hit him for like 8. Oh, he kind of has a way to deal with it. Shoot. So that's going to get Wrathed for sure. This looks like a really aggressive Druid. Thankfully we had an answer to this thing before it got out of hand. So we may actually end up sacking our Shade a little sooner depending on what he plays. We can coin out a Shredder next turn. It's awkward because it doesn't leave us with a turn 4. I would point out a Swipe if we got one, because this is getting a little nasty. So Innervate Drake is actually much better for our curve, because we'll have a turn 4. And we might draw into something very useful. That's not it. Actually, it might be, because he might run Fell Reaver, so that might actually be a very key card. We're actually going to kill one of these just because there's way too many, and if he Savage Roars, he's getting far too much value. Yes, I know that he can kill it, but we probably need less late game value from this. We don't have taunts, we have 1 heal, so we need to start keeping his stuff in check. It's getting a little scary, so he's going to Keeper trade. That's fine. We just wanted to get it out of there, so we can kill his Keeper, probably just Shredder. Is Coin Druid of the Claw better? I think so. Swipe would feel mostly bad. He just Keepered, so it's unlikely he's going to have a Silence. It leaves us in an awkward mana turn next turn, but this could deny a lot of damage for him. If he Fell Reavers into it, we've got the perfect answer. Innervate Boom. We got an answer for that too. Innervate Starfire. I was not expecting that. But we're still in fine shape. That was an interesting trade. Thankfully we drew into a nice 5-drop. For 6 we can get 2 minions out, but I may Hero Power depending on what feels more valuable. Good swipe, good swipe. Kind of played into that one, but I don't think we had a choice. Okay, so we'll just get 2 minions out here. We feel okay with our... We've got refuel, we've got answers, we got the better minions on board. I think we're in an okay spot. Health could stand to be a little higher, but... the Starfire, that was a surprise. I didn't know Aggro Druids are running Starfire, but I respect it. I think it's an underrated card in general.
Another night on the prowl.
That's not super good. That's not good. He's got a trade or go face here. Yeah, he's gonna start going face now. He's turned the corner on Smorkin. He realized he had to get had to start getting damage out. So we'll just. We're actually gonna do it this way. This keeps all our stuff alive. Gives us more Savage Roar value. Potentially, he might think we have lethal next turn, so he's scared. And gives us more mana because the Darnassus stays alive. So, doesn't really plan to swipe any harder. Is he gonna go face here? If he does, we can heal. Yeah, we're fine. He's taking really greedy routes of play, but we have the heal, thankfully. But do we have... is this lethal by any way? 9, 11, plus 8. We have 19 damage. No, we're not close to lethal just yet. So we'll do this first to see what this guy gives us. It's not good, but it's not bad. We'll just... doesn't actually matter if this dies first or second, so we can just go ahead and sack it. Face, we'll heal, and we'll hero power for added measure. Extra health can never hurt. So even if you like charging Druid of the Claws here, puts us at combo range, we probably just kill him because we have 13 plus 8 is 21. I think he has to answer the board, not do damage. Oh sweet, he's done. This is game. It's not literally game, but his dreams are crushed. So his boom is gone, his roar is gone. Play the boom first, of course, just to burn more cards. Both of his Savage Roars are gone. Yeah, he's done. So thankfully we had some answers early. Got a bit of a slow start. Worked out well. He's really playing a more inconsistent version of the same deck, so it's a different deck, but still Druid, combo Druid. So I don't know what our record is, but I think we're 4-1 so far. And you can see how quickly it is to climb with Midrange Druid played at least reasonably well. I'm not going to claim I'm the best, but I guess I'm okay. Played a lot of it, so I should be okay. Okay, Rogue. This will be interesting. Rogue's gonna be troublesome just because they have a lot of answers. Wild Growth's good. I'm gonna outramp his answers with our minions. Keeper is always nice to have following a Wild Growth. It doesn't answer that much for Rogue that well, but we'll keep it anyway just in case. We don't know for sure. This could be like a Raptor Rogue that gets some early minions out. In that case, we may want the Keeper to silence off like a Raptor or a Nerubian Egg. So I think it's important to keep here. I may actually coin the Darnassus here. I don't have a turn 3, but it's less likely he'll have an answer for it right away. And it may also force an awkward turn out of him. If he kills it, we'll just Wild Growth on 2 as planned. It's not disrupting our curve all that much. We may have an awkward turn 3 and waste a mana, but he's going to feel compelled to deal with it, yeah. So he does. And we don't mind. We use some resources. We dictated the play. If he didn't have an answer for it, it was really nice for us, probably. Over a turn or 2. Okay, so this is what I meant by Keeper. It's just not trading well into this. In fact, I might actually just Wrath Shredder. It leaves our hand awfully weak. But I hate sending out a Shredder just to die to this Earthen Ring. Alternatively, I could Wrath for a draw and play the Keeper. I think I actually like that better, because our hand is going to be precariously low if we don't. Thankfully, we have 2 nice minions against Rogue. He may end up feeling compelled to sap these Shredders, which this early in the game is a pretty big commitment for him and not a huge tempo loss for us. This will be difficult for him to kill if he doesn't eviscerate. But using an eviscerate on a Keeper of the Grove can't feel particularly good. SI7 deadly or something could kill it too, but again, that's probably not that strong for him. We do need to eventually get some sticky minions out though, because we want to start hitting his face. He's still at 30. That's far too high for Druid to deal with. We need him at 14, right? Something like that. So I would argue we're probably losing right now, but that's entirely dependent upon the contents of his hand. Apparently he does not have a turn that feels good. Deadly SI, is that what we're gonna see? Yeah, we called it. It's a pretty bad one. He used deadly on one half of his weapon. We could just shade hero power, but I think I'll just get the Shredder out now. He's used most of his resources. He's still pretty far away from a sprint unless he has prep sprint. Even if he kills this, we're up a minion on board. Azure Drake would hurt us. That's Teacher's not too bad because we can swipe hero power at any point now. Part of me wants to bait out a big Violet Teacher turn from him and just play like Shredder hero power it. But part of me wants to remove it as well, just because we can. I think I'll just bait out a big turn from him. The only thing that hurts us there is Lothab. Lothab could burn us pretty hard, denying the swipe. We could just taunt. Trades pretty well. I think I'm just gonna Shredder hero power and go face. We gotta start doing damage. We're not too worried about that thanks to the swipe. Hey Alfred, I don't know if you can see Alfred, but a little up the chat. I don't know if it's possible to scroll up to past chat. I can see it, but I did link a Secret Paladin deck. Let me just go ahead and copy and paste that link. This is a relatively standard deck list right now for Secret Pally. I'm playing one that's a little different, admittedly. I play one with some like Nerubian eggs and stuff, but I don't know that mine's any better. Next Tempo Mage, please. Okay. Yeah, Bathan, I can definitely play Tempo Mage for too long. I agree that Tempo Mage is a pretty great deck. So we did bait out the commitment there and just swiped. Worked out okay. Was reading instead of actually checking what he did here. Eviscerates, Shift are gone. Still only has 3 cards in hand. I don't think he's going to be able to Blade Flurry this yet, which is pretty cool if he can't. If he does, he'd have to commit another really weak Deadly Poison or Tinkers to it. Or I guess Spell Power Blade Flurry, like Azure Drake Blade Flurry would hurt pretty bad. Our hand is actually okay, it looks weak, but we have the Ancient Allure next turn. Is that really his turn 7? Hero power? No, he's gonna Deadly Blade. He's gonna Blade Flurry next turn, it looks like. Gotcha. I think that means I'm actually gonna unsheath this. He's clearly setting up for the Blade Flurry next turn. I also don't want to play this as taunt because he can just attack Blade Flurry, kill both. So we're gonna play this draw, and we're actually gonna unsheath because I'm 90% certain this is dead. And I don't want to waste it. The Lothab would have been perfect if we could have Lothabbed. He still could have Blade Flurried, but would have felt a lot worse. So he's still going to Blade Flurry, yep, but he took 5 instead of 4. We can Lothab his Auctioneer. Does not have a weapon. I think he's in trouble. We can hit for 8 next turn. If he can't kill this, he's just dead, right? Hey Andrew T, what's up, man? Shiv trade? That was 7 mana Shiv. I respect it. Okay, so we have 8 damage showing. We have 10 damage.
Where shall I strike?
Oh man, actually we're gonna wild growth first for draw, I think. I don't feel that good about double Druid of the Claw charge. And I'm glad we didn't. This is probably a little better long-term solution. We need some combo pieces. Don't really have anything to innervate out here. I could innervate out the Big Game Hunter just as a body, but we don't have even a Savage Roar to combo off of it, so I think we're okay with this guy just hanging out. We have some taunts. I wish we had a better turn there, really. That felt pretty weak. It's giving him time to recover.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's playing a lot of stuff. I don't think anything can win us the game this turn. Does that do it? No, we don't have the mana to double Druid Savage Roar.
Where shall I strike?
But as long as he doesn't have a taunt, we do actually have the mana to Savage Roar next turn with Hero Power and just kill him. So, live, cool, yeah, Seth. Occasionally I like to stream. I don't always have time for it. It's much easier to just do videos and record in peace and quiet. But whenever I can, I definitely like to stream and talk to some folks. Thanks for subscribing and supporting the channel, by the way, Seth. Definitely recognize your name. Yeah, so he's just dead. He doesn't have a taunt, so he knows it too. He's Here's run the Sinister Strike for... he didn't actually know we had it, but it was very likely. Alright, so I think we're 5-1 with Midrange Druid so far. We'll go ahead and give you a thanks. He's got a lot of stuff he's burning through. Looks like he might have been Malagos Shaman. Maybe not. I've seen just... should have been using this to climb all season. What was I thinking? I've been trying to play classes other than Druid to get golden hero portraits, but I definitely rank up best with Druid, I guess. Same guy? No, rank 1. Uh-oh, I hope we don't deny him Legend. I'd feel pretty bad about that.
I must protect.
I switched to the Legend card back. I've traditionally run just the standard basic card back for fun, just to troll people, and I decided to finally run some Legend card packs just to give a more authentic feel for folks. So I'm going to keep this 4-drop. It's great with Innervate, great with Wild. Make it look like I'm brand new to the game, but growth. Again, it's not that great against rogues, just because most of their stuff has 3 health. But just in case it's a Raptor rogue and we need to silence off like an Arubian Egg or a Raptor, it's nice to have. I hope we get some early game. Thanks, man. I appreciate the comment and glad you enjoy the vids. I don't know how long I'm streaming for. Probably not too long. Maybe another hour, something like that. Okay, so no plays. We might feel like coining out the Shade next turn. Probably don't want a Wrath on 2. Maybe save the coin for Curve too. Andrew T, unfortunately I don't have this particular version of Midrange Druid loaded up in a link. After the game I'll run back through the deck list real quickly. I know I should put it on the side of the stream. It's honestly just laziness, and that's a poor excuse, and in the future it won't be an excuse. I value production values too much to not do that. So in the future I'll definitely include the deck list on the side. I'm going to go ahead and Wrath this just for mana concerns. We have a full hand and a nice curve, so we don't feel the need to draw. We don't want to unveil our Shade yet. The fact that we got this out early probably means it's going to survive a future Blade Flurry unless he just goes absolutely crazy. So we want to keep this alive for now.
Pay attention, class.
I think we'll do what we did last time against the other rogue and let him go crazy on this since we have the swipe. I'll just play the Shredder for the body, stay on curve. No need for shenanigans. The Shade will stay again for a while.
I'm ready to learn.
I can try to make a Mally Lock, but I honestly don't know the deck list by heart all that well. I may mislead you, or I don't want to lead you astray, but I do have a Mally Lock Learn to Play video planned in the near future as soon as I get time to record it. So maybe we'll just save the Mally Lock experimentation for that particular video, because I need to brush up on the deck a little bit myself. Most of my Warlock playings recently have been Reno instead of Mally. We're going to go ahead and get out the Living Roots here just because it's on curve. We wanted to swipe to clear that up. We could potentially win the game if he doesn't clear here with a double Savage Roar next turn. We'll have 6, 7, 8 damage plus 16. We'll have 24 damage, which wouldn't be lethal, but it could be very, very close and almost unrecoverable for him. Yeah, Innervate would have won the game, but we'll just go ahead and do this. You don't normally want to give up combo pieces, but this early in the game to put him at 1 with minions in hand, it's almost impossible for him to recover. If he has like anti-Keelbot, it's a little awkward, but he still has to deal with our huge 6/6 Shade. And I don't know that he has the resources. We've got Keeper to go through a taunt. Oh, we can silence Hero Power or just ping him. Yeah, that's it.
I will be your death.
Andrew, are you about to drop a link? Oh, you can't post links? I don't know if I can remedy that or not. Yeah, I don't know how to allow that just now. I'm sad that you can't post links. I wish that you could. Maybe I'll have to look into that as a setting. I don't stream often enough to know that by heart.
I must protect the wild.
Yeah, Seth, sorry, man. I promise in the very near future you'll have a Mally Lock video. I really want to do it, by the way. I'm just not comfortable offering advice that I don't know by heart. It's very dangerous, slippery slope to suggest decks to people that you haven't tested and played with. Things can go south pretty fast when you do that. And I like to make sure that my advice is generally positive.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
So this is probably Freeze Mage based on that play, although it's a little intriguing that he used the coin to get that out. I'm just going to ignore that for now. I don't have a turn 3 play right now, so I may end up hero powering next turn. So if he trades one of these, we might kill it next turn. But if it is a Freeze Mage, I'd rather him not get a secret for free. Like if he draws one, he might have to spend 3 mana on it. So yeah, this is what I described. We didn't end up with a turn 3, so we don't want that to do too much damage to us. So we have to kill it eventually. Oh, it's not Freeze Mage. It's Tempo Mage. That's worse. That could be a counter spell. I'd love to just swipe this thing and get it out of my hair. But just in case it's counter spell, I'm just going to silence it. It's not a strong power play, and that's Mirror Entity, so it failed a little bit. But it leaves us in a better spot. These things go crazy. I hate it, so I want to deal with it as soon as I can. We have the swipe to answer a little bit. We have a taunt. We might just play the Azure Drake because it trades efficiently and refills the hand. And we're not worried about dying yet. I hate playing taunts before you like need one. Sometimes the taunt is more impactful when you actually need the taunt. Okay, so he's just hitting us for 2 a turn. That's not a big concern. He's used removal spells. This is a great Thaurissan, even if he kills it, because we get 2 3 mana swipes, and that can probably deal with any board he puts out next turn. I'm sure he'll find a way to kill this Fireball or something, but rank 2, that's awesome, Andrew T. Have you hit Legend before, Andrew T, or is rank 2 your highest ever? I don't think he has an answer for this. Frostbolt, maybe? Yeah. It's interesting that he chose to kill the Flamemaker. Not that it matters, but it's just interesting. I might actually silence this. I don't think he's going to have Archmage Antonitis, or he wouldn't have used his coin, so Cavalier in the early portions of the game. He could have Flame Strike, so I don't know if this is good yet. This trades well into Druid to call taunts. I don't feel like that's going to be a great answer, but Lothab's silence feels okay to me. It's very awkward for him. He could trade Ping, but this probably lives. Ping requires quite a bit of his mana. If he doesn't have any minions, the Lothab will deny a clear. Yeah, he had a good minion. That's unfortunate. He's not going to deal with the Lothab, huh? He played into swipe really nicely for us and left us a huge body. He's thinking about winning the game, clearly. As he's pinging face. I think we need to start thinking about winning the game as well.
Where shall I strike?
He's used one Frostbolt. No fireballs yet. He's used a torch, which is unusual. I think I'm still gonna taunt this instead of charge it. Charging it leaves it at 2 health, which is okay, probably. If he uses more burn on it, I guess I feel okay about that. I just want to kill this thing. And this plays into Blizzard a little bit, but I don't think Tempo Mages are running Blizzard very often. Sort of plays into Flame Strike too, but the Lothab would stay alive. He's on 8 mana, so he can't ping it. Oh shit, that's impressive. So far my best rank is 15, but I'm fairly new and down to 16 already this season. Seth, don't worry, man. From my experience, 15 is not that far from 5. I think as soon as you find the right deck or the right win streak, that's unfortunate. I thought that was going to be Counterspell, but I had to play a minion. I'm probably just going to go ahead and swipe this, because I'm a little bit worried about dying. He used one Fireball on our minion. One Frostbolt's coming, but he's got a Roaring Torch coming. I don't want to kill my Shade for nothing. We have one piece of the combo, so he's pretty close to dead. But Roaring Torch, Fireball, Shredder kills me, and that's a little scary. And I can Hero Power potentially if it's a 1 health minion, or, yeah. I'm going to preserve the Shade since that was a 1 health minion I could ping off. Otherwise I might have cleared with the Shade. Anyway, rank 15 I feel like is just, you know, one little thing away from rank 5 before too long.
I have no time for games.
Hello, Versalato. How's it going, man? Let me know if you have any questions or curious about what's happening. He's dead. Good draw. Best draw. Even get a little heal. Yep, thank you. Well played. Alright, guys. We are on a monster win streak, right? Didn't we start at rank 5, like 2 stars? Something like that? 3 stars, maybe? I don't know. We were like 6-1, 7-1, something along those lines. I promised to show the deck list since I'm too lazy to put it up on the side of the stream. So this is the version of Midrange Druid I'm playing right now. It's not too unusual, pretty standard. I like to have a Lothab. It's good against other Druids. It's even good against like Secret Pallies, and definitely great against Aggro Shamans, which are less common but still around. I like 2 Azure Drakes because I like to refill my hand pretty regularly, and their spell power is so strong with Swipe and Wrath. Only 1 Living Roots, 1 Darnassus, 1 Shade, 1 BGH. Nothing too crazy. I don't run an Ancient of War, which some people do. It's just too susceptible to silence. If you need a taunt that late in the game, you're probably in bad shape anyway, and I like to win games instead of not lose games, so I put more proactive mid-range cards like Lothab instead of totally defensive cards like Ancient of War. It's just my personal preference and playstyle. There's all kinds of lists out there. This guy's on my friends list. No, he's not. It's a different Nightmare.
I must protect the
I don't know who Nightmare is anyway, but... So Wild Growth is a definite keep. We're actually going to keep Swipe since this is Paladin, and that can be a game-breaking turn if we get a good swipe. Savage Roar we want later. Druid of the Claw a little too slow. We want like a Keeper or a Paladin Shredder. Thanks, Versalato, man. I much appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're going to get more viewers before too long. Frankly, the channel's still pretty new, and I'm not trying all that hard to get viewers. I'm just trying to build a nice little subscriber base and create some good content, and I'm hoping that the rest will just kind of work from there. We can Wild Growth here and Shredder next turn. He's got a lot of stuff out, but if he does Muster next turn, the Wild Growth sets up the swipe fine. I could Innervate Shredder, but I don't think it's going to do much, particularly if... Hey guys, sorry for the hiccup. I think I had my internet drop out a little bit. Yeah, stream offline, Andrew T. You got it, man. I lost my turn too. Disconnected from the game and the stream. So we're recovering from a non-existent turn 2, and our Pally's not playing, so I'm not even sure I'm all the way back in the game just yet. We'll see. Hearthstone might be dead for us. I'm not seeing him hover over anything, so we might be in bad shape. We missed a turn, so we're definitely in bad shape either way. We might just have to lose this game. Yeah, we're still not connected to Hearthstone. Let's exit the game and come back. How about that? Not sure what's gonna happen on the stream here when this happens. Maybe just a black screen? We're learning. Not only learning to play Midrange Druid, but learning to stream Hearthstone. No, I don't think I'm gonna win now, Seth. Me too, man. It turns out the only thing that can break our win streak, road to legend, is internet issues. Yeah, it looks like that game is gone. Oh well. Still winning. Still on the way. I think, as I was saying, just trying to build a nice little subscriber base, which is growing quite rapidly, and we're going the right direction. More views every day, more subscribers every day. I will say that YouTube is a side experiment for me, really, guys. I'm a writer first and foremost. I write for tempostorm.com, which you may know from Raynad and all his Hearthstone antics, but primarily for Heroes of the Storm, actually, not Hearthstone, although I may try to start writing for Hearthstone before too long. And then also for a site called 2p.com, I produce more Hearthstone content there and various other video games as well. So we don't want these in my primary connection. That's so annoying when I wanted a Living Roots. Armor's dangerous against a warrior. I just don't have smooth plays at all. A Piloted Shredder is what I really wanted instead of this Keeper. Silencing this makes a little bit of sense, but I'm probably just going to ping it off instead. We get punished a little bit here by Coin Death Spite. But even if we do, I might use Living Roots to just finish this off instead of spawn the minions. Yeah, Coin's Death Spite's pretty tough. This thing is really, really good at denying this thing. Oh man, this hand too. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this. The Living Roots die to the Death Spite charge. They die to the Armor Smith. They're just useless. That's such a bad turn. Floating 2 mana on turn 5 as a Druid is a nightmare. Looks like our connection issues put us on a bad luck streak. No good plays. Emperor might help us recover a little, just because they're going to discount 2 forces. But it dies so easily to the Death Spite. I don't think it matters. I think I have to do it. I hate to send it out there to die, particularly if he has Grim Patrons. I might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know yet for sure that this is Grim Patron or Control Warrior. We're going to find out soon, I bet. Still don't really know. He's going to bash that. It's double slam, and he's going to attack face, I bet. Wow. What a turn. 2 cards off this guy. Ancient Lore is a perfect follow-up here, so we're happy about that. He probably doesn't have a good answer for this either, based on the turn he just had. Paladin Shredder's another good minion. Would have liked that 4 turns ago, but we'll take it. What's that? Oh, cruel. Okay. Okay, so this is Group Patron. I guess Double Shredder is about as good as it gets. Swipe doesn't feel great here. We don't need a force, of course. Of course. I like Fel Reaver and Aggro Druid, Versalato. It's... I know it's, oh, that's unfortunate. It's got a pretty good answer here. What? Look at this guy. Wild Pyro as his Grim Patron. I don't know if I've seen that too often. That's a little scary. We can actually deal with it though, I think. No, not very well. Not very well. Oh my gosh, there's so many Grim Patrons. I gotta think about this turn. I don't really like Aggro Druid that much versus Versalato. I think in general that Midrange Druid, like this deck, is just more consistent and still has the same punch, so I don't like to play it. But Fel Reaver fits the deck. I mean, sometimes it just wins you the game. And cards that are discarded don't mean anything because it could just been at the bottom of your deck anyway. So as long as you don't go into fatigue, it's really kind of irrelevant. So, if I Wrath one of the 3 health guys, that doesn't really help much, does it? I can Force Swipe. Does that do it? I can kill the 2 health guys. I can't Force Swipe Hero Power though, can I? I can Wrath Force Hero Power. Oh, this is bad. I haven't had time to think about this. I spent too much time chatting. Oh my god. This is not good. I guess this is the best route. And I'll just Hero Power. And hope that he doesn't have another activator, or at least only one activator, maybe. Swipe and something will work. I don't know. I hate to use my discounted force there, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. As I was saying though, Fel Reaver's discards, I know it can be like, oh no, I lost my Savage Roar, I lost my force, I lost my whatever awesome card. That's a little discouraging from time to time, but could silence that, could just swipe it. Swipe Boom maybe is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna swipe Boom just to prevent future shenanigans. Doesn't feel great, but Roar might be lethal this next turn if we draw into it. We've got the we can actually Wild Growth for an extra draw and still afford the combo. He's got an Execute, but he took 7 to do it. That's pretty awesome. That's great. He's in trouble. The combo wins the game here, obviously. And we're actually ahead now. We were way... yeah, there it is. I hope that wins the game. I didn't actually do the math just now, but surely between all this, we'll have it. Are we 1 off? Oh, no, we got it. Cool. Even internet disconnect can't keep us down, guys. Uh-oh, stream's still going. I hope so, Seth. I don't know if it broke. As far as I know, it's still going. Oh, Nightmare. Good try, man, but it happens to the best of us. I'm showing stream health green and live, Seth. I hope it's working out okay on your end.
Malfurion versus
just one win away from rank 3.
With honor, I must protect the wild.
Innervate's pretty good to help deny a good early start from the Pally. We don't have the coin, so we can't coin Innervate Piloted anything too soon, but I still might keep the Piloted just to make sure that we have a nice mid-game play. Innervate Shade would be okay. I'd still like to see a swipe no matter what. Wild Growth's perfect. May not even use the Innervate here. No, we'll just Wild Growth next turn. We're fine. That's good. No Secret Keeper. We don't have to worry about that. We can probably just Piloted, save the Innervate for something bigger. Oh yeah, we're fine. Pretty slow start in the scheme of things. Let's play it on curve. We'll have to decide which of these is better. We can actually maybe even Azure Drake Living Roots if he has like a really scary something we want to kill and not sacrifice our Piloted Strider. Yeah, Versalato, man, they're tough. I play Secret Pally too, though, so I can't complain too much. But I agree, it's very frustrating when a deck just consistently has the best possible turn every turn of the game. Oh boy, I wish I could take advantage of this more. Innervate's already free. Oh, no worries, Seth, man. Dragon Priest is definitely fun at denying shenanigans, man. I'll give you that. I'm going to play this in Taunt just to deny these little buggers from killing my Sorcerer's Apprentice. Consecration doesn't even hurt me too badly. I guess it would be a full clear. But, oh man, yeah, I'm going to do it. I think this is better. Consecration hurts a little, but he has to eat 4 damage. Just sack his board. Doesn't feel that good for him. And if he doesn't have, we're okay. We have a nice follow up, so I don't worry about it too much. In fact, we can play both of these. Freeze Mage is definitely another good counter to Secret Pally, but I have to say, playing Secret Pally, I still beat a lot of Freeze Mages. It might have been, less skilled ones than Trump, but that's very likely. So the Consecration does mean that our Shade's most likely safe. Most Secret Pallies only run 1 Consecration at most. So we inadvertently kind of bought ourselves a free Shade here. I don't have an answer for that. I need BGH off the top. No. 3 secrets? That's unusual. He probably has some in hand. It's likely Noble Sack, Avenge, and maybe Comp Spirit. I guess we'll Hero Power first to test the first secret. I didn't feel like looking for the BGH because I don't have enough mana to play it from the Azure Drake. We might just have to let this thing live. Because I don't have a way to kill it with what's on board. I guess I Loatheb because I think he has at least 2 secrets in hand and I don't want to have to deal with him. So he may have less likely to have a good minion. He might have another Mysterious Challenger, but I think he's probably out of secrets if he does, so this feels like a pretty strong play. Yeah, Dragon Priest has a lot of epics, I know, so it does add up really fast. Most people don't consider epics expensive, but man, they cost a lot when you need 2 of them. It's very punishing. Yeah, he had a couple minions. That's a little unfortunate for us. Force actually handles his board okay, but I don't feel good about it. None of these turns feel good. If I Azure Drake, is there any 3-drops that would change my plays? I don't think so. Emperor gives me a 4-mana Drake next turn, which could play into a 5-mana card. That might matter. This dies to his board, but awkwardly at least. And I hate sacking my Shade, but I can't give him 9 attack all game. So this is going to be important. This could also be important because it might trade into the Knife Juggler well. Yeah, there's nothing quite like a turnaround from Freeze Mage, man. The reward of a battle long fought in a hope never given up. Ah, that's a great juggle. Oh, that's good for us. He likely has 0 way to activate that. 5 mana. What's he gonna have? I hope it's not Lothab, because I want to play my Force probably to deal with these. What would I like to see? Keeper of Uldaman? Oh, that's fine. That's actually okay. I don't like all the damage, but he's not activating his jugglers at least. That's not the best because it's gonna die to the True Silver, but it's something to play at least. And we'll play these. One of these is probably gonna die to a Noble Sack. But I can't risk that because if it's Avenge on one of these, I'll need both of these guys to kill it. I guess that doesn't actually... No, I did that right. I had to make sure it wasn't Noble Sack. It must be Competitive Spirit. That's not very good against on a Ancient Watcher. Yeah, that's a totally wasted Competitive Spirit. Well, Dr. Boom, Dr. Six, Mysterious Challenger. Oh yeah, he may be nerfed still. I don't know. I think he's pretty challenging, but not game-breaking necessarily. I think you can learn to play around him. So he played both of those secrets out of hand, actually. It's intriguing. He's at 14, so we're really close to winning the game. 16, excuse me. Okay. That's, we already saw his Redemption, so that's an Avenge and a Noble Sack, so I'm just gonna kill this. The Avenge is going on an unusable minion. He's on 1 card. Unless it's Tyrion, I think we're fine. Yeah, Harrison is definitely an amazing legendary. He used to not be so good, but nowadays he's just awesome. So this is an easy play. We know that this is a Noble Sack. We have enough health that I'd rather take it than my minion. This may look a little unusual, but we're going to kill this just to deny the trade here. The damage will still be there next turn. He doesn't have a way to do 3 damage to a minion behind Taunt. And the combo still kills him, so... In fact, he's dead. Pretty cool.
Well played. The victory is
Yep. Are you guys still seeing a lot of aggro shaman? Because honestly, I feel like in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 days, the last week, they've like died off. I really haven't seen hardly any aggro shaman at the high ranks. I'm still at ranks right now where, you know, it's all legend people still laddering up. And none of them seem to be playing aggro shaman. It's all druid and rogue and paladin for me right now.
I will fight with honor. I must protect the wild.
Okay, so all too slow. Keeper, while slow, is an active slow card, unlike Paladin Shredder, which takes a turn to do anything. So this might be able to ping off a Knife Juggler or silence a, you know, a big Secret Keeper or something scary. So we'll keep him. Hope for a Wild Growth Innervate. Darnassus, something to play with it.
Well met.
I'll never tell.
Okay, so this is a awfully slow hand. We might just be in trouble. Looks like he's got a quick start. I don't feel good about this game at all. Very skilled player, obviously. At least that's not going to be doing a ton of damage right away. Coin Shade feels okay. But I think I'm just going to Hero Power the Secret Keeper. And that's for two reasons. One, it might play into a swipe that I don't have yet, but if he buffs it with one secret, and I think he probably is going to have like one secret 2-drop or one secret hero power, the keeper can still ping it off instead of having to silence it. So I actually played a lot of Zoo to rank up versus a lot of Zoo, actually. That was the primary thing I played till like rank 5 or so, and then I switched to Secret Pally and a little bit of Reno Lock actually, but it didn't work out too well. I'm gonna play this Shade. It obviously dies to a 4-mana Consecration, but if he commits his entire turn to Consecration, I actually feel pretty good about my chances because I can coin out a 5-drop, coin out a 5-drop taunt, 2 straight taunts, and probably recover the board in time for Mysterious Challenger. If he plays like a Keeper of Uldaman or Piloted Shredder, I can start pinging stuff off with Keeper of the Grove, or maybe even taunt up. Not worried about Consecration, so I feel okay playing this even though it's into turn 4. So that's about what we guessed. I might even consider silencing this and sacking my Shade for it, just to help keep the board in check. He still couldn't kill my Keeper. We'd still have taunts. He can't coin out a Challenger. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if I want to coin into a Lotheb. No. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. The Secret Keeper makes me a little nervous that it could be buffed. But if he spends at least 1 mana on a Secret, that still only trades into our Keeper. If he spends 2 mana on a Secret, I think there's very little else he can do with his turn. He's probably really scared of swipe, even though we don't have it, because I signaled swipe by attacking the Secret Keeper. So I'm sure he thinks that we have it, which we don't. But it's nice to convince him that we did. Where's the second one? If he just hero powers, we're golden. I mean, we could still lose, obviously, Challenger and a Boom and a Tyrion, but Blessing is a little tough. I wish I'd saved the Silence. I'd take a second Silence now, man. If that is Repentance, I'm in big trouble by taunting this up. I could just charge it and clear and leave him with a moderately weak board, but then I'm punished by Competitive Spirit. Belcher slows him down the most, I guess, but it doesn't kill the 5/4, so I guess I have to play this. Okay, you weren't punished too hard, but Competitive Spirit trade here is still awful, so I hope that's what it is. Shoot. I was really hoping for the Avenge. Probably should have charged that then. Yeah, oh, this is bad. This is really, really bad. The BGH is okay, but we have no way of knowing it's going to hit that. I don't even know if we can kill a minion. I guess I have to force just to clear. Azure Drake into Wrath is okay. Azure Drake hero power, I take way too much damage, I'm just dead. So I can't even BGH. It honestly does not matter which one of these it hits, I'm gonna lose anyway. He has 87 billion damage on board. Yeah, I think we're dead to board, right? 11, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we lose. Anyway, yeah, the Brand Bronzebeard Zoo. Yeah, I didn't run him. I get it. I like Brand. He's a strong card. There's a lot of battle cries in Zoo. I've been wrecked by it once or twice when they got like a crazy Defender Vargas, you know, that gives like 4 total stats. It's tough, but I don't know. I'd rather have a more consistent 3-drop, probably, that you know is going to do something when you play it. Okay, so we lost. Good Secret Pally early game. I probably played it a little too slow and a little too cute. I thought we had more time, but the Blessing of Kings really ruined the game for us. That was the deciding factor. I honestly didn't anticipate him having a good 4-mana play because he just played a 4-mana Paladin Shredder.
I must protect the wild. Nature.
Oh, I'm glad it worked out for you, Seth. And of course, if Kalento's playing it, it's a pretty good sign that it's good, right? Maybe I don't like it, but Kalento does. He's awfully good, so maybe I'm in the wrong. Who would have guessed? Decent hand here. I might actually coin the Darnassus, both to potentially trade into some living roots, but also if he has to use the Wrath on it, we're fine. It takes his whole turn. We also have a Wrath for his Darnassus. And if he doesn't have an answer for it, it's possible that we get our Shredder out of turn early, right? If we draw into a Shade too, it'd be great. He's got the Wrath. Wild Growth, okay. It's pretty good. So I really hope this survives this turn. If he does use Wrath, it's still a pretty awkward turn for him because he probably has the hero power. If he Wrath Darnassuses, we're in a little bit worse shape. This might be my last game, by the way, guys. I'm nearing the hour-and-a-half mark, which is pretty long for a YouTube video, which this will eventually turn into. And I'm running out of gas a little bit. Plus, rank 3 was my goal for the night, let alone for the stream. So I'm feeling pretty accomplished. I think we might end up losing this. Did we just lose? We might be falling out of rank 3. Alright, so thankfully he didn't have the Darnassus follow-up, which makes our Shredder... Oh, but we lose our Shredder because of the Darnassus kill. So, yeah, we have another awkward turn. Forgot about the Wrath. Surprised he didn't play that Wrath earlier, but he played it out well. Good 5-drop. Sludge Belcher's worse than Druid of the Claw, probably. Oh, that's a bad 5-drop. Good news for us. That's a fine trade for him, of course, but we went out because we get the 2-drop left. And we have some good turn 5s. If I Wrathed there, I was left with what was probably a pretty bad turn. Ah, that's annoying that had one attack. Denies my denies a good Wrath. I'm just gonna taunt this up because it's on curve. Shredder Hero Power doesn't do anything. Hero Power Wrath kills that and draws a card, but leaves me pretty bad on the board. He's used 1 Wrath and 1 swipe, so I don't think this is susceptible to die this turn. But I could be wrong. He's got 5 cards in hand. Boom is not a problem. Ancient of Lore is his best play, probably. He hasn't had a 5-drop before, so he may not 5-drop Hero Power. I don't know what's in this guy's hand. Mind Control Check might signal that it's a slower, like, Taunt Druid than a mid-range, you know, fast combo Druid. If that's the case, we need to start hitting him soon. We don't have any silences for taunts. We don't have combo yet.
None shall pass.
Oh. That's back. This guy's just all tech. These are all tech cards. Look at this. It is the tech monster. I think that's our best play. I really wish I could Azure Drake Wrath into this guy and draw a card and kill it. I'm not sure I have time for that now, though. Obviously, this is not a great trade for us, but the Wrath could clean it up. This is going to get scary soon. I don't think we got a quick enough start against this guy. It's going to drop like an Ancient of War, and we're done.
Where shall I strike?
Even that's annoying. I guess I can Azure Drake Wrath trade. Or trade first, alternatively. Make sure we don't get anything bad out of this guy. That's fine. Does the Innervate change our play? No, doesn't. Okay, so we have combo. That's pretty good. We have Innervate as well. Double combo might be something that wins us this game, so I might cherish this Innervate a little more closely than normal. Just in the hopes that I get a double combo out of it. Because he's still at 30. And he's at 9 mana, and based on the Mind Control tech and the Black Knight, I think he's all taunts. We're going to see like a Sunwalker and a Ancient of War and a Sonarius. That means the boom, or the big game hunter, probably may not get value since he likely doesn't have a boom. He's really thinking about his turns a lot. Oh. I feel like he might only run one combo. And if that's the case, he could have just threw away his win condition for 4 damage to the face. What is 1 mana? Innervate. BGH. Cool. Man, I just do not have a good turn. I would give almost anything to get a swipe off of this Azure Drake. If we get a swipe off of this Azure Drake, we're in business. If we don't get a swipe out of this Azure Drake, I actually don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my turn. Force clear is terrible. Full combo doesn't even clear very well. Shade feels bad. I just know we're gonna get swiped, guys. It's just gonna be swiped. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I just knew it. Had to be swiped. We're in business. He used his combo piece. He's got 3 cards in hand. We have combo. We got shade. We got BGH. Tonight's our night. Oh no, he top decked the swipe too. No! No! What's his follow-up though? That's the key part. I don't think these cards are very good. Oh yeah, Keeper's bad, but we're in combo range, which is a little scary. Ugh, I need a minion. I need like a body, a taunt. Ugh, sort of a minion. We're just mirroring each other's plays at this point. Yeah, top deck for sure versus Lotto, man. So, even if I kill this, I'm dead to combo, so I don't care about killing it. Does anything else kill me? If he force hero power, he's got 9 damage. That doesn't do it. Swipe force is 12. I could kill this with Force of Nature, but I think that's a losing play. I think I still do this to set up the trade, though. Uh-oh. A little laggy, guys. Sorry about that. Thankfully it's stuck. I'd hate to lose this game on a technicality. So 2 cards, 13 health. Combo, I'm dead no matter what. I lost my double combo with the Innervate, so that's a little sad. But we have the board. We have more cards. I think we're okay still. Just the health total's a little scary. If he runs double combo and Mind Control deck and Black Knight, I just don't see how his deck's consistent enough. So hopefully we burned his only combo piece.
What to do?
Man, he's really thinking about it though. What's the deal? If he has the spell power swipe, I'll lose my mind.
Time waits for no one.
He's looking at my stream right now. That's what it is. Sniping. My four viewer stream on YouTube. That's where he expected to find it. So he is not hitting face for any particular reason, it seems. Looks to me like he's hitting face because he had no other play. I'm going to open with a Wild Growth, see what we get. I should have checked lethal first. I didn't, but it's only 9. It's only 23, so he wasn't dead to combo. Okay, so it looks like the Hearthstone gods or the internet gods or some sort of gods weren't exactly in my favor today. As you can see from my screen, it's a little blank. So that's going to wrap up my Learn to Play Druid stream. We still got a ton of games in and won a lot of games, and hopefully you learned some tips and tricks on how to play Midrange Druid. So thanks so much for watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and until next time, game on.